Hello, and welcome back to the Macro Gamer channel. My name is Mark Hassingham. Today we're going back into Final Fantasy XIV, into the next part of the Pandaemonium questline. So we just finished the raid boss, Abyssos, I believe. I forget his name. But I think there's like sections of 4. So there's the first section of 4 raids, the next section, I think. So we're going to do the next one. So let's get going. "27 in Qui. I love that word. So definitely got more storyline from the last video. So we'll see how much we get this time. Continue this thing. My hands stiff. See how we do it. This is the relic person, right? 665. It's slightly better than what I have. Oh, it's 2? Oh wow, 666. None of these for Gunbreaker? None of these are good for Gunbreaker. There we go. Oh, damn, that looks kind of cool. That looks kind of cool. Don't like that headpiece already. What the hell? Got some jewels? That shit is way too majestic for me. Doesn't really fit my style. Oh my god, they give me thigh boots. Yeah. Nah. That style, not my thing. Not my thing. Alright. An unwelcome visitor. Claudines, hold on, say his name. Eyes are brimming with the excitement of discovery. What'd you find out? What have you discovered? Shield! Shield! He's excited to see me. I've made a breakthrough. After uncountable days and nights, I finally hearkened to the crystal's whispers, and I must say... Interrupted. Professor Claudine, where are your manners? While I understand all too well your enthusiasm, I must remind you that even the most academically inclined prefer a composed recounting of events. That's right, Nemagigi, whatever your name is. Ah, yes, of course. My apologies, Shield. Being consumed by my research for so long, I am afraid I have quite forgotten how to engage in civilized conversation. Don't you ever fucking forget again. Piece of shit. Just kidding. In that case, perhaps we should start from the beginning. With a crystal set adrift upon the ethereal tides containing the memories of a party yet unknown. They cried out for deliverance from Pandaemonium, where the ancients kept volatile creations under lock and key. You yourself witnessed the power devouring the facility from within, and the advent of a divine monstrosity wrought of mythic beast and powerful mage. Fortunately, your martial prowess and the combined magical talents of your companions, Themis and Erthonios, was sufficient to restore order to the circles of Asphodelos. But the greater threat remains. In the depths of Pandaemonium, a presence yet stirs, its intentions and identity shrouded in mystery. That is the issue at hand, is it not? Nod of approval. Since you returned to us, we worked tirelessly to discern the nature of the crystal. In the process, I detected an anomalous etheric signature, which I believe arose from the memory stored within. Analysis of this pattern suggested a feeling of loss or yearning, specifically the yearning to be made whole. And indeed, ambient readings have revealed a faint but identical signature. That can only mean that another such crystal exists in our time. Shocked face. So, my friend, I must depart to search for it forthwith. By tracing the matching etheric signature to its source, I believe it will be a simple matter to find our crystal's twin. Professor, will this expedition be carried out only by us? Or will S.H.I.E.L.D. grace us with his protection? That's what shields do, we protect. It's in the name, it's implied. I'm afraid he has more pressing matters to attend to, my dear Rusanad. Namely, to seek out the secrets which lie nestled within Pandaemonium, where this all began. From all that we have heard, it appears that time traversal from the Crystal Tower is not fluid. That is to say, one can but travel in predetermined intervals. It would be prudent to check in on occasion, in case there are many unanticipated changes. As for you, my loyal assistants, I would ask you to remain here and continue cataloging the ancient creations. Shocked! You can't mean! Do you intend to search for the crystal on your own? Why yes, that would be the most efficient use of resources, would it not? In fact, I have already commissioned a ship and pilot for that very purpose. I trust you to take good care of the laboratory in my absence. Salute. I apologize for that somewhat abrupt departure. When progress is in sight, Professor Claudine tends to become blind to all else. Indeed, and he has been worse than usual. While I cannot fault him for his excitement, I do wish he would spare a thought for those around him. For reasons unknown, the crystal seems loath to be overheard. Much as it spoke only to you last time, none but the professor has been able to capture its ethereal yearning, which has served only to convince him that he can solve this puzzle on his own. Yearning. I love that word. Surely after some time alone, he'll come to remember how valuable we are. The search for the crystal seemed to be a simple enough matter. Let him have his adventure, and upon his return, I'm certain he'll be back to his usual self. As for you, Shields, it may be best to return to Pandaemonium, as Professor Claudine suggested. Speaking of which, I did have a request of my own to make. Traveling to Pandaemonium requires you to pass through Abyssos, right? Correct? There is something I would have you investigate in my stead. While those creations confined within Pandaemonium are considered to be failures, I doubt that's their whole story. Barring exceptional cases, we must have been under observation in Abyssos before being consigned to their shackles. And if we know anything about the ancients, it's that they would have kept thorough records of the results. Ah, brilliant! Delving into these records may shed light on creatures S.H.I.E.L.D. has yet to encounter. If your theory proves correct, that is. While there are no guarantees, it certainly beats the current strategy of rushing forward blindly with only his strength to carry the day. For your own sake as well as ours, please unearth what information you can. Nod of approval. Bowing. Graceful bow. The way that Lalafell walks. So fucking funny. Come on, Flappy Bird. Let's go. Look at that fucking arch. Been playing this game for many levels. Never get tired of this music. You seek records of Pandaemonium's creations. Master Themis has just finished pursuing the very same. I should not be surprised that we both arrived at the same conclusion. Luckily, I have saved you the trouble and gleaned what information I could. Ah, so you know of each other. So you know each other. I was dreading having to once again scour the archives, but perhaps instead I'll revisit for a spell. Is there nothing else? I shall take my leave. Dude, I have merged with Themis. I have merged with Themis. We're merged. We're merged. As should we, for I have undone the warning sigil, blocking the entrance to Abyssos. I came here merely to chase an idle suspicion while awaiting your return. Fortunately, while Pandaemonium's protective wards continue to be assailed by our unknown foe, there have been no fluctuations so great as to make me doubt Erechthonios' capacity to keep watch over Asphodelos while I'm away. He works diligently to master intermit that he might deliver the creations back to their cages by his own hand. I thought it best to give him time to hone his craft. Look at my adorable little monkey king. Isn't he fucking cute? Alright, sorry. And since fate has brought us both here, I would ask you to accompany me while I attend to another matter. More idle suspicions that I would like to chase down. Rest assured, it shall not take long. I simply have a few questions to ask an acquaintance of mine. Come. He has agreed to meet us near the nexus, or the naos to Pandaemonium. Naos? Neos? Don't think I said that right? Where you at, bro? Oh, you way over there, bro. Dang, you hella far. We'll go to this crystal. Shortcut. I'm gonna go from here to this crystal, and then I'm gonna go there. I don't know why it's so far. Motherfucker instantly teleports to the right location. I can only teleport to these big ass crystals. I wonder when the next Final Fantasy MMO game will come out. Are they just gonna do Final Fantasy 14 forever? Because it's like a 15-year-old game. They keep making expansions, but it's like a 15-year-old game. I mean, I'll still play it. I love Final Fantasy. The shit, they have me hooked. Like, I'll play Final Fantasy till I die, probably. Alright, there we go. Cutscene! As I have pondered our expedition into Pandaemonium, I could not help but be mystified by how strongly the warders we encountered felt for La Habrea, whether it be good or ill. Hesperos and Erechthonios were two sides of the same coin. The former looked to his mentor with absolute devotion, while the latter looks to his father and bald hatred. Father with bald hatred. I'm offended by that statement. I would not expect a familiar such as you to understand this, but such extreme emotions toward a single individual are quite rare indeed. Naturally, I felt gratitude toward my mother and father, yet we are all equals in the larger picture of the star. This view is not unique to myself. It is more or less accepted as the way of things. By contrast, the researchers of Pandaemonium seem to view La Habrea with a feeling approaching obsession. Whether driven by love or hate, they have all been drawn to him. There were many other aspects of our facility's particulars I found troubling besides. I decided the best course of action would be to go straight to the source and pose my question to a member of the Words of La Habrea. A man approaches. Words of La Habrea speaker. My apologies to have kept you waiting, Master Themis. I understand you are conducting an investigation of Pandaemonium and wish to know of its origins. This dude tall as fuck. Indeed, in particular, I wish to know why exactly Pandemonium was built directly under Elpis. What? Side eyes? The facility is overseen by the wards of La Habrea, after all. Why keep it so close to Elpis, whose governing body has no say in its day-to-day operations? At first, I thought it be simply a matter of convenience. I'll fucking get it. Those creations, which were deemed failures by the researchers of Elpis, could be easily ushered into their new homes. Click. Imagine my surprise when a trip to the archives revealed that many of the creations were sent from organizations beyond Elpis, including from the words of La Habrea themselves. Given this, albeit limited, information, I cannot but feel that the Academia Einder would have been a more fitting local. Einder? Einder. Inider. Inider? That almost sound good. What does Elpis have that cannot be found there? These are fitting questions, and ones we have asked ourselves many times in recent years. Alas, the nature of Pandemonium's construction does not lend itself to relocation. When first it was built, circumstances were as they are now. As you summarize, the majority of the creations kept within Pandemonium were sent from Elpis. Yet at the years past, interest changed, failures in creations deemed too flawed even to submit to Elpis paradoxically drew the attention of Pandemonium's researchers. Paradoxically. Huh! Posting up like this now. This was quite the change, and in fact it almost runs counter to the facility's original purpose. Who is that decides which creations will be subject of research? I have to click. Master La Habrea. Such authority is reserved for the chief keyword, and he has taken it upon himself to keep into that role. So if Pandemonium's resources were being misused, it would be under La Habrea's authority. Correct? Shocked! Figured him out. I know not what you're suggesting. Oh, he's evil. But the keywords also hold some sway within the facility. Not even Master La Habrea would be free from their scrutiny. They are duty-bound to report any irregularities as soon as possible. Look at his eyes. He's evil. Although I admit, as of late, their communication has been somewhat sporadic, we but recently received a report from one of the keywords stating that all is well within Pandemonium's halls. Bullshit! Bullshit! Really? And you are certain that a keyword sent it? Yes, of course. Our communications suffered a temporary obstruction, but I can assure you that the words did their due diligence in confirming the identity of the sender. Oh, the music is telling you something's wrong. Music telling you something wrong. Thank you. This information will be helpful to my investigation. That will be all for my prying. Blah. Then I shall take my leave. While you are yet permitted to conduct your investigation freely, I must remind you that the warders work in delicate, and it would be remiss to disturb them for longer than is necessary. Evil! Fucking liar. Suspicious music plays. All is well. A blatant lie. And to that we can both attest. One of the remaining keywords is most certainly in league with the party behind this. Let us hurry. I know not why our adversary sent that report, but 'tis plain that we must return to Pandaemonium with haste. Nod of approval. Raid boss time, let's go. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Doo-doo. I cannot guess as to why this false report has arisen now, but it certainly bodes ill, as does the knowledge that our mysterious mastermind has at least one more keyword to puppet. Regardless, they have tipped their hand, and we would be remiss to leave Enrithonios at the mercy of their machinations. Let us hope no harm has befallen him. Oh, it's gonna warp for me. Good. One less thing I have to do. Oh, he's not strong enough to do it. Not quite. I've traced these sigils countless times, yet still I lack the strength to maintain that spell, or the spell. And now time works against me. I can no longer be victim to my own ineptitude. What? Who goes there? What the fuck is that? There is something to be admired in such single-minded effort, even if your methods leave much to be desired. The fuck are you? You allowed this familiar to catch you unaware. Have you set your sights so high as to forget you walk upon the earth? Oh, that was a good line. I know this creature. A familiar of the Phoenix. But that monster is locked away. Oh, yeah! That's right. I think that was in the battle. That is it. In spite of the trouble I went into fleeing it, I might add. Begrudge me for addressing you in this ill-fitting form, if you must, but with control of Asphodelos wrestling from my grasp, 'tis simply the best I can offer you. Hide if you will, but mark my words, I will find you, and make you pay for the chaos you've sown! Now, there is no need for such hostility. A calm heart stays the course. The wisdom of La Habrea, your father. Ooh. Don't talk about my daddy issues. And how would you know what wisdom he speaks? I have heard those words many times. The scolding of a tutor whose students struggle to grasp the most rudimentary lessons, seeing with disgust. No! I've not told that to anyone, not even keyword Hesperos. That can only mean one thing. That still you insist on mocking me. Stop this farce, Labra! At last, you move to keep up. Pity that you remain behind nevertheless. What? As even you are, always you fail to learn, fail to understand, fail to act. And though fate designed to offer an escape, you remain here. You are bereft of magical prowess and common sense both. Blah. Fucked up. But you need not despair. Dull though you may be, you are yet indispensable to Pandaemonium's great experiment. There's the affection I remember. Tell me, did I ever once measure up to your expectations? Aw. You shall. Take pride in that, and rejoice to see your wish fulfilled. What wish? Come, and all shall be revealed. All the rage, this hatred, is but a consequence of ignorance. Our desires align more than you know. What are you? Uninvited guests join our reunion. It seems fortune no longer favors you. Wait, no longer or so longer favors you? Oh yeah. Let's fucking go. Let's go, Phoenix Minion La Habrea. Do you think I have interest in listening to your prattle, let alone bowing to your will? I am no longer a child, and my faith lies with those who have earned it. So these are the heroes who brought Hesperos low, even as power divine flowed through his veins. Even as divine power, maybe. 'Tis plain there are worthier subjects to contend with. Got music, man. Speak with Themis. Thank you. If you had shown up even a moment later, I shudder to think what would have become of me. There's something I must tell you. I know who's behind this. There's but one person who can hold thrall over familiar, creation, and keyword alike. Is certain Eric Thunder's is certain he knows the identity of Pandaemonium's assailant. Marks or masks of the father. Marks. Creepy music. Oh, it's quick. And so there can be but one conclusion. La Habrea was the driving force behind this chaos from the start. There is logic to that. There are few with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the capacity to create demigods from man and beast, with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work with the convocation and the words, his relatively minor role as a chief keyword comes under little scrutiny. Even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics, it may serve as veil and mantle both. Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetrated here could not have been done by the La Habrea I know. You have met him, yes? Do you think he is capable of this? Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Of course he can. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Okay, La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. It's still early to say for certain. Oh, yeah, no. I know this guy. I know this guy. Piece of shit. Is he? So you believe La Habrea to be a man of few scruples? Exactly. If it brings his goals closer to reach? Exactly. That alone should be enough. But let me assure you, La Habrea holds nothing so dear as his own ambition. While it may not be one to let emotion stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Although we met but briefly, gosh, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are ever unorthodox, they seem guided by a firm understanding of what is just. Tchah! Laughable. There's one way to find out for certain. We delve deeper into the Pandaemonium and pull back the curtain on this mystery ourselves. That's right. Enough talking! Let's fight! A wise course. I will not deny the truth if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomforting to behold. Not discomfort. Discomforting. That we must move forward with no excuse of caution. La Habrea, or whomever is behind this, has likely spread their tentacles into every corner of Pandaemonium. We can safely assume the other keywords won't greet us with open arms. Agreed. Let us make our way through. Abyssos, one careful step at a time. I do the thing? I shall stay by Eric Thonia's side in case our enemies think to target him again. Can I trouble you to take the vanguard? Oh, I just did that. I thought I was going to do the fist. Thank you. As a precaution, I shall safeguard you with a simple spell. This will ensure that even should we become separated, my phantom warriors will still come to aid you. If it does come to battle, the keywords, magics, will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the scales somewhat. I trust you shall be liberal with your weight. Nod of approval. Finally. Whew. So much lore. Alright. So first, gotta watch a little video. Gotta know what I'm going into. Once in, once out. Make it quick. So let's check this out.
Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for Abyssos, the 5th circle. This is the first new normal encounter in the Pandaemonium raid series, made available by patch 6.2 in Final Fantasy XIV Buried Memory. To avoid toxic encounters in Party Finder, take a moment to reflect or bask in the glow of the sun's rays, and watch your carb intake before raid. My name is Miztech and I'll be your raid guide. Periodically, the boss will leap into a corner, turn to face the center, and cast Searing Ray. This is a massive frontal attack, and all players will need to move into the corner behind the boss to avoid getting hit. Next up, the boss will cast Ruby Glow, dealing moderate raid-wide damage and forming a red transparent wall across the center of the arena. The boss will then jump into a corner and begin to cast Searing Ray again. The Ruby walls will essentially reflect any attacks they're hit by back into that same half of the arena. In this case, players can only avoid getting hit by the Searing Ray attack by standing on the other side of the wall from the boss. Getting hit by this reflected attack will deal high damage and give you a vulnerability up debuff stack. Once the attack goes off and is reflected, the wall will disappear. Crunch will target the primary target with a heavy-hitting tank buster. Cooldown and heal as necessary. When the boss casts Topaz Stones, 4 yellow stones will appear on the platform with circle AoEs around them. Players will need to move away from these circles before they explode to avoid getting hit. The next Ruby Glow cast will form 4 quadrants. 2 yellow stones will appear in opposite quadrants and begin to cast their AoE explosions. If you look closely, you can see the AoE telegraph being warped by the wall, indicating that the explosion will be reflected off of that wall and into the rest of the quadrant. Players will need to identify the 2 safe quadrants that will not have explosions reflected into them to avoid getting hit. Sonic Howl will deal high raid-wide damage. Healers be ready. You'll see a repeat of Searing Ray, a tank buster, and another AoE blast before the boss starts acting wacky. You'll notice he'll start to glow before moving into the center and casting Acidic Slaver. All players will be stunned for a short time while the boss messes around in a cutscene. This cutscene will have the platform change for the remainder of the fight. Ruby Glow will again form reflective walls over the platform. The boss will cast another round of Topaz Stones, and 3 stones will appear in 3 random quadrants. Players will need to identify the safe quadrant and stand in it to avoid the incoming reflected attacks. Toxic Crunch is similar to the tank buster in phase 1, only this version will also add a poison debuff on the player hit. This doesn't do that much extra damage, so a tank swap really isn't required on normal mode, but healers and off-tank beware. Venom Squall will target the ground underneath players with these circle attacks. Players will need to move out of these areas to avoid getting hit. All players will also be targeted by these circle markers and will need to be spread to avoid overlap. Immediately after, players will need to stack on the player targeted by the stack-up marker to share the incoming damage. The next round of Topaz Stones will spawn 3 green and 1 yellow stone. The yellow stone will explode in a small circle as usual, while the green venom circles will begin to expand. Players will need to move into the corner of the yellow stone after it explodes to avoid standing in the green poop. Next up, this large mouth marker will appear and a number of blue arrow markers will appear over the platform. The mouth marker will move to each of the blue markers, indicating the order that the boss will leap in, stunning and devouring anything in wide circles around each blue marker. Players can wait next to the first mouth marker to spawn, and once the boss leaps onto it, move into that area to avoid getting hit by the rest of the attacks. Any players hit during this time will be stunned and then devoured by the boss. The boss will then turn into a random direction to spit them out, dealing lethal damage. During the next round of Ruby Glow walls, the Topaz Stones will appear in a random order in all 4 quadrants. Players will need to identify the first crystal to appear, and once it explodes, move into that quadrant to dodge the remainder of the quadrant explosions. Make sure to move behind the boss during any open Searing Ray attacks. This Ruby Glow pattern will have a green and yellow stone appear along the reflective wall on the diagonal, while the boss jumps into a random corner to cast Searing Ray. Players will need to move opposite the expanding green puddle, while also ensuring that they are on the opposite side of the wall from the boss and his reflective attack. If the yellow stone's safe spot happens to be on the same side as the boss attack, dodge the stone attack first. You'll have plenty of time before the boss gets off his Searing Ray cast to adjust back into the safe side. This Ruby Glow pattern will have 2 yellow stones and a green stone in 3 of the 4 quadrants. Players will need to move into the quadrant safe from the yellow stones opposite the green expanding puddle. As these reflected attacks go off, players will be targeted for more Venom Squall circles on the ground underneath them, and then by the spread markers. Move out of the ground AoEs and spread to avoid overlap. Immediately after, stack with the marked up player to share the incoming damage. At this point, these mechanic combos will repeat until the boss is destroyed. If you have any questions or comments,
Alright. This one looks like it's gonna be a fun one. "11 minutes! Oh my god. Let's do some, other stuff. Oh! 10K, baby! Woo! $24? Oh, that's actually good. Oh, 22. I can't do math. Lame. Got that 10K though. Ooh, got fourth. Got fourth. Wow. Alright, a little more housekeeping. I mean, all the gold. Ah, I must adventure. Oops, wrong one. Oh, that's right. Whoops. There we go. Let's go! DPS, come on! Come on. You can do it, DPS. All right. Good fucking music! That's Carnbuckle? Carnbuckle's always a cute little monster. This thing is not cute. Let's go, squad. I remember. Woo! Oh shit. Oh my god. Can't believe that's Carnbuckle. That's crazy. Run, 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 run. Look at my homie squad. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. All thanks to me. I'm giving you a good thing because you look cool. Thank you. Oh, I got a commendation. I didn't even do anything. But thank you, though. I'll take it. I think I just look cool. So this is where research is conducted on creatures and creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Ericthonios and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe was finding it more difficult to surprise us. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible. Huh. Even alone, you are a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious, that I might observe you further. Oh shit! Is that his face? Red mask holder. Were the circumstances different, I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long, but I believe we can forego introductions, unless I have misread you. They look different. Is that really him? What do you... La Brea, I am all too familiar, Paragon. Am I supposed to know who you are? Ha! That's kind of funny. I understand that my son's rhetoric is rarely compelling, but come now. I could be none other than La Brea, of the Convocation of 14. I don't know, bro. You look different. This beard and everything. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. OG La Brea. That can wait. What is this? Now, this is curious. The trap I wove at your feet reacts to aether, but you remain unaffected. Such thin aether, and in an unfamiliar composition besides. If it is of no matter, I suppose a more direct approach will beget the same results. I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Ericthonius' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena. Ooh. Mother! You would dare hide behind her name? Listen well, Ericthonius. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies for protection, so what harm is there in hearing me out? Woo! Ericthonius, wait! There is a question I must needs ask first. If you truly are La Brea, why speak such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? Say my name. A simple request. Themis, was it? A trifle soon forgotten, as you are. Oh, as are you, sorry. I have my answer. The La Brea that I knew took pride in the Convocation, and would never suffer its denigration. Oh, he broke that. You sully his station with this farce. See, I knew he was fake. Themis, what are you saying? La Habrea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real La Habrea would never call me by my name. Call me by the name Themis. Huh? Another one. What trouble have you gotten yourself into? Elidibus? Elidibus? Imposter, you have no right to claim that form, that mask. What? Who? Looks like him, kinda. "'Twas a mask that sickened me to wear. The mask of La Habrea, a man who values his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Oh, damn. Yet you would assume my name and wield powers that are mine by right? Any worth you may have hinges on that which you so despise. Such trite provocations. I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Ere my work is done. Erthonius, listen well. I am Hephaestus. And it is I whom you should call father. Yeah, he looks more like your dad. He looks more like your dad. This guy, not so much. Got the eyes, skin tone, hair color, all crazy good. What is the name of creation? Oh, I guess he got red eyes too. We would do well not to stand idle while the enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order. Elidibus, let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the La Habrea I know. Whew. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As La Habrea said, I am Elidibus, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses my deception. I had a feeling, whatever your name is, you're still Themis to me. I know a thing or two about deception myself. Yeah, it's a good one. That is reassuring to hear. It is. The burdens we bear are heavy enough without adding a grudge to their weight. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as La Habrea suggested and return to the gates. We can speak there. Please, help him! Save him! Man, I ignored that quick. Ignored that voice quick. Are you aware of by now? I am known as Elidibus. After my dear friend Azim and I detected irregularities in Pandaemonium, we decided the best course of action would be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. I am sure La Habrea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall have that same story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Although neither Azim nor I have ever met you in the flesh, you came with his highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. Ah, La Habrea! That somewhere in the world, a guiding star so similar to himself, was out there amused as him to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in his heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I have heard stories that Mistress Banat, who held the position of Azam previously, journeyed with a familiar much like yourself. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands. Aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story. It's a long story. But that is enough for me to believe you should never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that. Complete. Oh, gotta pick one. Get more critical hit. Woo! That was a long one. That was a long one. Alright. 5th circle done. Fought Crazy Carnbuckle in all the Final Fantasy franchise history. Never seen it look like that before. But that was cool. That was a good battle. The Reflect magic was interesting. Anyway. Next time, on to the 6th circle. And we'll continue on the quest line, the Pandaemonium quest line. So thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.